Alright, so today this is the second tip video set of a whole bunch of stuff for rendering and stuff. So tip number one, if you want to read the anamorphic depth of field, first click on your camera and then you go to depth of field, make sure you enable it, and then right at the ratio here, if you turn it to 2, it stretches the depth of field vertically, but if you make it less than 1, then you'll stretch it horizontally. And if you turn on safe areas, it'll show you off all the areas that are going to be viewed or by the monitor or the kind of TV it'll show. So anything out of these bounds is going to be cut off if this is going to be this clip is going to be previewed by a TV or something that's gonna be like, yeah. And so then next we have different perspective types, I guess. So at the top there's perspective, orthographic, and panoramic. Panoramic is well panoramic. Orthographic just flattens everything out like there's no depth. Perspective just has perspective or depth. And if you go to the compositing, you might notice that most actual clips filmed by real cameras have kind of like this fringing effect at the edges, really faintly. But I just turn that up a little using the lens distortion mode. You turn up the dispersion. The higher you turn it up, the more crappier the camera lens looks. And I also kind of added this like fringing for the edges on the stuff here, so it kind of looks like a, I don't know, a 2010, I don't know, camera that looked like a video camera that looked like it came from 2010 or something. And my old camera, well, my dad's old camera, I should say. Turn up the X scale and stuff. The more you turn it up, the older it looks and stuff. And so, yeah, try and use nodes, it uses nodes. Next, here's another thing that I think should actually be known by a lot of people. It's called a simplify. If you turn on simplify, it can like have quicker renders if you turn up the AO bounces. It just, it just kind of makes quicker renders. Next, there's different types of denoising stuff. I usually use open image denoise because it uses AI to do denoising instead of having like these weird splotches and stuff. But yeah, it kind of does a better job of the old denoising software and stuff. I mean, not the denoising software, just denoising in the earlier versions. Next we go to adaptive sampling. So basically, you might see in some of your renders, if you have bright spots, you can see how it's all crisp and not grainy, while the dark spots still. So if you turn on adaptive sampling, it removes samples from the bright spots and gives them to the dark spots, so it looks even. Then if you go to advanced, you can turn on this clock here, which kind of just, just has random seed for your noise if you don't want it to look unrealistic. So then you got different path tracing types. I don't know what branch path tracing types is, but anyway, turn on motion blur. It does motion blur. Go to here, turn up shutter, and then it just makes more motion blur, I think. Or it's the other way around. Who knows? And so then, if you want transparent backgrounds, you have to use TIFF. Well, because, yeah, it's the only thing that supports it. I've already told you the simplify and the TIFF thing my last video, but I'm gonna tell it again because who cares? AVI, I use AVI for my clips. And another tip to improve your rigging, well, not your rigging, your animation for characters. If you don't have really good I don't know, animations, I guess, kind of snappy animations or something. I'm not judging, but you know, I'm not that good at animation. Not too good. So you'd probably just want to record yourself doing the type of animation thing that you want your character to be doing inside your clip, and then you will use that as a reference, and so then you just assign, and so then you just move and grab and your different bone types to those to each of those arms, limbs, and stuff that inside your video reference. So if you want to actually see it, you go over to image and then background or reference, and then you just go to front view or something, and yeah, just start rigging and stuff. Alright, so focal length, it's, if you turn it up, it just zooms the camera in. But most cinematic movies, especially 8mm movies, or like 8mm films, or especially anamorphic stuff, you wanna at least have this millimeter at least from 35 to 85. Those are like it's kind of like my own boundaries I use for camera focal length for cinematic clips and stuff. Basically stuff that most film cameras focal length is at. It's either from 35 to 85. That's kind of like the middle. It's kind of like the middle focal length, and then how do you pronounce it? Telephoto lens, I think. No, macro lens, telephoto lens. Who knows? What the heck? It starts from 85 to and up, and then wide angle lens is like from 35 to 20, I think. 25, 20, I think it's to 15mm, I think. Yeah, and then below that is just very wide angle. So yeah, there's that. And if you want to adjust how blurry you want, how much blurry depth you want for your depth of field, you turn down the f-stops for a more blurrier background, and then you turn it up for, yeah, you get it. And your blades, it's kind of self-explanatory, well, not that self-explanatory. Basically, if you turn it to at least 3, all the circular kind of shaped depth of field that you might see in your background on your emissive stuff, it might be shaped like a triangle if you have it at 3 blades. Turn it up and you got, I don't know what, a square, and then you turn that up and you get a, what is it? Oh yeah, pentagon. And then if you turn the blades up even more, it's a hexagon, octagon, something else, and so on. Maximum is 15 blades, which is, you know, you can rotate your, the blurry depth of field circular things. Oh wait, no, I think they're called bokeh, yeah, they're called bokeh. So yeah, there's that. Well, yeah, I think that's it, I guess. So, yeah, bye!